Hey neighbor, we're in the last lap on our onions. Ain't they beautiful? Nice, big, bubbling onions. Today we're going to be talking about how you make sure you save this crop from this point all the way into harvesting, how to harvest, when to harvest, and all that kind of stuff. Now this information today is going to be about bubbling onions, these big old pretty onions, and it's going to be for everybody. I don't care whether you grow short day onions, intermediate day, or long day, anywhere in the United States. This information is going to be relevant for you on how to save that crop. Now, we're in 9A South Georgia and we grow short day onions, but regardless whether it's short day, intermediate day, or long day, 30 to 40 days before harvest, you want to stop fertilization. At that point, we have grown pretty much all the top we want to grow, and we want to stop fertilization because we don't want to flush out into all top growth. We want to grow a bulb, and that onion goes into what we call the bulbing process at that point, and it starts expanding the bulb here. It's kind of an amazing thing. If you watch your onions daily, you'll notice for us, it's about the middle of March. You walk out here daily and just see these things explode, and it's wonderful to watch and see when they get in that bulbing process and that bulb starts getting big. It's just amazing to watch how these onions transition from all that green to that big onion bulb right there. So about 30 to 45 days before that happens, and for me, I normally harvest my onions around the middle of April. Normally, so about the end of February, I'm gonna stop fertilizing. Now that doesn't mean my onions is not gonna have any nutrients in the ground. They're gonna have nutrients in the ground because a lot of those nutrients that we fertilize with are hanging around and still available to the plant. But we don't want to cause any big flushing of our tops here. So we stop fertilizing at that point there and let that onion utilize everything that's into the soil there so that when it gets in that bulbing process there, it has everything it needs to get to be a big, beautiful bulb. Now, all the way up into harvest, I pay a lot of attention to my tops because this is where the sunlight actually feeds that plant, and these tops are kind of the interstate to move a lot of nutrients into our bulb there and kind of feed that. It's just part of the plant that we really need to pay a lot of attention to. Protecting this top here is really important all the way to the end. Even though we're not trying to encourage a lot of new growth there, we can still have diseases that cause a lot of problems there, and it can degrade these tops and make them ugly and make them not perform or do their job to make that bulb get big. Now, onion tops are real susceptible to downy mildew and blights. We want to make sure that we protect that foliage, and a lot of times we have to end up using a fungicide to help prevent them and actually to help cure those spots on those leaves so we keep them nice and green and growing. I like this liquid crop product right here because it is a natural product. Chlorothianil, or the old Bravo will work as well. It's a protectant. I don't use much of that. I have used it in the past, but I don't use much of it anymore. One of the main things, regardless of what fungicide you use, you need to understand that onion leaf has a waxy buildup on it, and it doesn't hold any kind of spray well. If you was to get down there and look at it real close after you spread it, it kind of beads up and rolls off on it. That's the reason it's important to use a spreader sticker with any kind of fungicide to use on your onions. This combination right here is one of my favorites. I can spray this on there. It does prevent, and it also does a little curative on there as well. So it's a great combination to use to keep your onion plants clean. Just the point that you think you're going to have some problems or you see a little problems, keep those onion tops protected nice and healthy, and don't be afraid to use a good fungicide on that to help prevent or cure some of those issues. Now, a lot of the questions I get is, do you cut the water off before you harvest? And the answer is no. The last 30 to 45 days, you want to make sure your onions are watered really well because that helps that bulb to get nice and big there. So one of the main things is to make sure those plants are watered, even though you cut the fertilizer off, and keep that plant nice and healthy. Now, if we're in a rainy season, yeah, I may cut the water off 2 or 3 days before I harvest, but up to that point, I want to keep them nice and watered. But I do like it a little bit on the dry side when I'm ready to pull my onions. Which leads to the next question, when do I harvest my onions? Well, a good rule of thumb is when 50% of these tops flop over, it's time to get them out of the ground. I have seen exceptions to that where the leaves are really diseased up bad and they're burnt bad right here. They may not end up falling over, they just get looking really, really bad. But your bulbs are big, at that point I would probably get them. But if you got nice healthy tops on there and your onions look wonderful like these do here, 50% of the tops, it's time to get them out of the ground. When I pull my onions, I make sure it's a nice sunshine day. The last thing you want to do is pull them on a rainy day. I like a good sun-cured onions. So I want a nice sunny day. Pull these onions up and I'll lay them right there. Lay them right down in the row they are. The best onion is a good sun-cured onion. Now, if no rain is in the forecast, you can leave these things out here 4, 5, even maybe 6 days. The last thing we want to do is get rain on them. So if you got rain coming, get them up and do not let them get rained on. But if you don't have any rain in the forecast and you're having some good weather, you can leave these onions out there and the sun will do its thing, and they will store so much better if they're cured for a few days with that natural sunlight. Now, when I pull the onions, I don't remove the tops. I just simply lay them there. But when it's time for me to get them and carry them into my storage facility there, I do clip the tops. I don't clip them real low, but I will clip them about right here. And the reason I do that is by that time this top here has dried down, and the rest of that just gets in my way. So I'm trying to utilize as much as my storage as I can. So I'm not trimming them real low there because sometimes that could encourage rot into your onions. I like to leave it about, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 inches above that onion is where I cut the tops at. Now here's my storage area for my crops, such as my onions, my potatoes, anything that I need to store, some of my winter squash here. These wire racks I have found work really good. And I got these from Uline, because we buy a lot of boxes of stuff Uline. But Home Depot and Lowe's, any of them have them. These wire racks can get a little pricey, but I love them because they have air circulation through there and they work really good. I put my wire racks out here in my barn. So I got some air circulation. I don't have the best air circulation here because I'm trying to get out of direct sunlight and it's coming on the backside of my barn. Occasionally I will take a fan and drop down here and put some air on to kind of increase that air circulation here. But I'm out of direct sunlight. I do have a decent amount of air circulation because the front of my barn is open there. And of course, it's out of the rain, so it never gets wet in here, regardless of whether I have a blowing rain or not. You can see we got some of our bunching onions curing out on this right here. I have several different layers there, but this to me has been one of the best investments I've made for storing my long-term crops, such as those onions, potatoes, and things like that. Now, one thing to keep in mind if you grow a lot of varieties like I do is they may not all get ready at the same time. A lot of these onions are either shorter maturing, middle maturing, or late maturing. So according to the variety you plant, they can mature out at different times here. I've got 4 different varieties here that I grow here, and they will mature out differently. Now, my first one's my Vidora. I love Vidora. Vidora is a early maturing variety. I think it's probably the best all-around onion for the home gardener because it is an early maturing. It gets out of the way so we can plant something else there. But you can tell here my Texas whites are a little bit, they're not quite as far as long as my Vidoras are. And then I got my red onions right here. And then I've got my Texas 1015s over there. Now red onions, whether it be cabbage or red onions, whatever, anything that's red is harder to grow, normally speaking. These here may not get as big. Some years I have better luck on my reds than I do others, but red onions are a little tedious to grow here. The 1015 over there is a wonderful variety. The Texas early white is a wonderful variety. But what I find is my Vidoras will get ready first, and it will be a week to 2 weeks before my other ones come in there. Sometimes my Texas early whites will come in first. I'll get my 1015s and my reds a little bit later. Just because we've got onions and some of them fall over, pay attention to the variety and how the tops look and how the bottoms look. You may want to go ahead and harvest your early mature ones first and give those other ones a little extra time to mature out. Onions are fun to grow, but let me tell you something. Even when we get them to this point right here, you really need to pay attention to those tips I gave you today because it's important that we get these onions out of the garden so they store. I have had situations where things didn't line up right and I got a lot of rain in here at the end. And even though I made a pretty onion, they didn't store well. So let's pray for some good dry weather when it's onion harvest time. Let's do everything right to ensure we got months long onions stored so we can go up in our barn anytime we want them and get a good fresh onion. It just doesn't get any better than that.